Okay, raise of hand if you feel like your life is 100% under control. Really? Okay. Oh, yes. Sir, I'm going to wait for you at the front door because I have a lot to learn from you. Now, raise of hand if you just had a day where it just implode. You know, when emails keep piling up, your deadlines are laughing at you, and Wi-Fi decided not to be your friend at the worst moment possible. Yeah, that's me too. or maybe, or just maybe, you decided to send an email to your boss, but your fingers had other plans, so now he is looking at his screen, staring at the word please. No context, no follow-up, just please. Like, are you begging for help? I'm going to tell you a story that happens to me about 2 years ago, and this is my first big girl corporate job. It was 4 o'clock on a Thursday, and I just wrapped up the most productive week ever. You know, when the birds are singing, the sun is shining, and every single thing on my list, check. That email I've been wanting to send, done. The data set that I've been, it took ages for me to clean, safely uploaded to the database. I felt like a productivity queen. You know, when that rare moment when you're ahead of schedule and life somehow makes sense? Bessie, that was me. I was living my best life. I got this, girl. So I packed up my stuff. I was singing to myself, thinking what I should have for dinner. And as I approached the door, my colleague stopped me and he said, hey, yeah, the database is gone. No, because here's the thing. He didn't say that the database was buggy, or it was acting weird, or it went down. He said it was gone. And now most people in that situation would probably start panicking, you know, trying to figure out what went wrong, running around, or maybe cry a little, because why not? But me, I felt like I just won the Nobel Prize. Because at that moment, I had absolutely no idea what to do. None. Zero. But here's the thing. I get it. I get it that chaos can be messy. It can be annoying, and it can be, you know, unpredictable. And we tend to see chaos as an opposite of order. You know, we tend to give it a bad reputation. But what if I tell you, the moment order disappears and chaos takes over, that is when the real problem-solving began. Because that database crisis was a disaster. But you know what else it was? It was an opportunity. It forces us to think differently. It made us collaborate in new ways. And to be frank, it was really fun. Well, not for the IT guys, but for me, 10 over 10. Would definitely do it again. As someone who is naturally gravitate to the world where unpredictability is the default setting and order seems like a fairy tale, I learned a few things that helps me navigate chaos like a boss. And that is what I want to share with you today. Number 1, curiosity. Start framing chaos as an opportunity. Because every great invention, every great story, every personal breakthrough starts with a disaster. Have you ever took a wrong turn and somehow find your new favorite restaurant? Or maybe you lost your job only to realize that it was the exact push that you need to go for after something better. Let's talk about Toyota for a second. Not because I love the car, because I really do cars. I really do love cars, but because they also have an amazing, chaos-friendly, problem-solving technique that I love. It's called 5 Whys. So basically, whenever something goes wrong, they ask why 5 times. So it probably looks something like this. So why did the machine break? Well, the fuse blew. Yeah, but why did the fuse blow? Well, the motor overheat. Yeah, but why did the motor overheat? Well, there just wasn't enough lubricant. Yeah, but why wasn't there enough lubricant? Well, we don't have the oil. Yeah, but why don't we have enough oil? Nobody was in charge to order it. You see, not only they fix the fuse problem, they fix the system. And that is curiosity. Now, what would that look like if we were to apply it to our real life? It probably looks something like this. Why am I too stressed? Well, I have too much work. But why do I have too much work? Well, because I said yes to everything. Yeah, but why do I say yes to everything? Well, I'm afraid to disappoint other people. Yeah, but why are you afraid to disappoint other people? Oh, no, now we're in therapy. You see, that's my point. Chaos is not a problem. It is a sign, it is an invitation that something needs to be changed. Number 2, community. Find the right people. Build your support system. Because I get it, chaos can be scary, man. I'm telling you, I've been there. Although I enjoy it, it's still scary. And most of the time, it's overwhelming. But having the right people in your corner, that makes it manageable. Now, if there is any organization in this world that should be obsessed with control and order, I would say it would be NASA. Because one mistake is not an oops moment, it's a very expensive explosion. And they expect chaos. They know that it's going to happen. That is why they didn't send one genius to the moon to figure things out. They have teams, scientists, mission control, engineers, constantly fixing, adapting, changing the plan as we go. I'm not sure if you know this, but during Apollo 13, chaos showed up big time. The oxygen tank decided not to work for some reason, and our space crew members couldn't go back, and they just don't know what to do. Now, NASA could have said, adios, amigos, sucks to be you. But no, instead, they rally a team of engineers to work with whatever they have and help to bring back Apollo 13. And thank God it works, because if don't, then that's a different story. And I know some of you might be thinking, yeah, that's great, but I don't have NASA engineer on speed dial. Well, neither do I. But here's the thing. You don't find them. You build your support system. And how do we do that? We start by showing up as the best version of ourselves. And if you let it, chaos have a natural way of unfold things. And number 3 is my favorite. It's easier said than done, but confident. Have the ability to trust yourself and laugh it off. Do you know who is the best at managing chaos? Kids. Yeah, that's right. The 3 or 4 years old that you have at home, probably some of you. Do you know why I say so? Because the moment it starts raining outside, the first thing that they do is jump into the puddles. Now, I really want all of us here to take a step back and really think. When did we stop doing that? When did we stop thinking, hey, this is fun, let's do it, to, no, thank you, this is inconvenient. Because I can guarantee you, almost every single Pixar movie that you love today begin with a disaster. Why? Because Pixar, also one of my favorite companies, they embrace chaos. They know that it's coming. So what they do is they have a group of people called Brain Trust. So basically, the Brain Trust is a group of directors, writers, animators. They would come together and review the film while it's still in progress. And when I say review the film, I didn't say, oh, that's great, Phil, nice, talking fish, love that one. No. They literally rip it apart. Every scene, every dialogue, every animation. Doesn't work? Scratch that. The first Finding Nemo that went to the Brain Trust was a disaster. Nemo was meh. Marlin was just a jerk. And to be honest, the whole movie is just bleh. And the director would be like, we're not going to do this. This is horrible, nobody's going to watch it. And instead of giving up, they work on it, build the film piece by piece, because why? They know that the first draft is not going to make the cut. Before I leave, I just want to give you a challenge. This is to myself as well. The next time that chaos barges in your life, leave the door wide open. Say, come in, make yourself comfortable. Wreck my house, cut the Wi-Fi. I wasn't going to plan to use it anyway. And ask yourself, what am I supposed to learn here? Who should I call first? And if everything else fails, well, I guess we just laugh. Because let's be honest, chaos is going to happen, and it will happen. And you can't always control it, but you can control yourself. And you can laugh, and it's fun. I tried it before. So before I leave, there's something else I want to tell you, and this is really, really important, and I think this is the gist of my key message today. And if you forget about everything that I said for the last 10 minutes, I hope you remember this, and you bring this with you wherever you go. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.